Hi, my name is Lisa Blatt, and I'm a licensed therapist and consultant. Please click like and subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more stories and more encouragement for Black women, for women who need encouragement and inspiration on mental health and mental wellness. So I want to talk today a little bit about how do you know if you're in an abusive relationship? How do you know if what you're doing, or if you're even experiencing abuse in any kind of relationship that you're having? So I was talking to a friend, and she was saying that people were telling her she was having some issues in her marriage, and she said people were telling her, oh, you know, marriage is hard, it's hard work, you gotta stick it out, you just gotta keep working on it, you just gotta keep working on it. But how much work is too much work? I love to hear, I'm outside and I love to be around nature, and I love to hear the children playing and the air blowing, because it brings me a sense of calm. But it still brings me back to a point of how much work is too much work. How much is too much? How do you know that when you're in a situation and you're feeling like, okay, we fighting a lot, something is not quite right? When you get the feeling that something is not quite right, you know what that means? That means that it's not. That's your intuition talking to you. Your intuition is the voice on the inside of you that talks to you plainly and clearly. It tells you to stop when you should stop, and it tells you to go when you should go, and you need to listen to that voice. So let me tell you, it was a friend of mine who was dealing with a situation where she was with a guy, and she said, oh, but he's so nice, he really wants to be with me, he loves me so much, and he just always expresses how much he loves to me, but I just don't know, because sometimes when I say things to him, he takes it the wrong way. He's so sensitive about the things that I say, so I'm afraid to say what I need to say. So I'm kind of walking around, tiptoeing around. So I said, tiptoeing around like you on eggshells? So yeah, she said yeah. So if you got to tiptoe around like you're on eggshells, watch out for that. And number two, the thing she said was that she said something one day and he cursed her out. He called her all kinds of names, and he was belligerent. Didn't physically touch her. Never physically touched her, but he was belligerent, called her all kinds of names, and she was not happy about that. And then the next phase, the next thing that he did was he came back and he was so apologetic. He was crying. He was so apologetic that he was crying in her arms, and he just wanted her to forgive him. And you know, after she forgave him, things were all right. We call that the honeymoon phase too. So those are the stages of abuse, right? You have a period where you feel the tension mounting. Then you have the incident of abuse, and then you have, which in her case was the cursing her out, calling her names. And then you have, now there's an airplane line, but then you have the period of apology. Oh, so much remorse, so apologetic. And then you have a period of calm. Those are stages, those are phases of abuse that they turn into a cycle. So you may experience that over and over again, and you may say, oh, you know what, I'm done. If you're in this situation and you haven't realized that you may have been experiencing these, and you say, oh, I'm done, I'm not doing this no more, I'm done, I'm ready to go out the door. And then the next thing you know, here he comes, and he's speaking so nicely, and he wants to change, and he wants to go to therapy, he wants to go to counseling, he wants to do whatever it takes to make the relationship work, and you say okay. And then the next thing you know, the tension is mounting. The incident happens again. The one that he promised would never happen again, it happens again. And then he apologizes profusely again. And then you forgive him, or not, or you just go on. And then there's a period of calm. If you're in that cycle, I'm gonna give you a number to call. This is the number for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-729-7233, and call in and get the resources that you need. You don't have to make any decisions or anything today. You don't have to do anything today, but you can call them and you can get the information that you need so that you have the resources and the support for when you're ready to use it. Nobody can tell you if you're in a situation like this when to leave it. Because the reality is, many people who are in domestic violence relationships, they leave 7 times before the final time. And the time that If you are a friend and you're watching this and you're saying, oh, this sounds just like my friend's relationship, and you keep telling her to leave, she's so stupid because she needs to leave, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because the reason why people stay in relationships like that is because the fear of leaving is greater than the fear of staying for them. So that means that there is something far beyond what they can't even think about it, because it seems so much scarier to be out there than to be dealing with what they're dealing with. 1. 2, women who leave experience the greatest amount of abuse when they leave. Sometimes those situations end up fatal. So that's why it's really important that you not tell your friend, get up and go, you need to leave, and you're so stupid, because then she'll feel like she can't confide in you and she doesn't have your support, and you don't want that. You want her to, here's what you want her to do. You want to connect her with some resources, a therapist or a counselor in your area, or again that 1-800-799-7233, the National Domestic Violence Hotline, so that she can get the tools that she needs so that she can safely leave. You have to find a safe time to leave, a safe way to leave, and we call that a safety plan in therapy. So you want to help her find the tools that she needs so that she is able to leave safely. You know, women who experience domestic violence, they also are more at risk for chronic pain, asthma, seizures, headaches, heart disease, and arthritis. So, and also let me say this, you may have somebody who is experiencing domestic violence. I have this same person was experiencing domestic violence, and their husband was telling them that they were experiencing a mental illness. So you may also experience some things that mock or that mimic things that are portrayed in mental illness. So you may be experiencing confusion, brain fog, just not being clear, having some anxiety, some depression. You may experience those things if you're in a relationship that is violent, and then sometimes it causes you to question, oh my gosh, am I really crazy? Is something wrong with me? No, it's not you. You need to get to a place where you can heal and get the support you need. Again, the number is 1-800-799-7233. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline if you are in a situation like this, or someone you know, and you can ask them questions. There'll be counselors available in your area, or intake specialists available who can talk to you from the area where you live. And then they have shelters and placements and all kinds of supports and resources available to you if you're in the U.S. So I just wanted to make sure I came on and I said that. I want you to be safe. We got to watch each other's back. We got to be out here. So again, if you are a friend and you know someone who is experiencing domestic violence, make sure, please don't tell them, oh girl, you stupid, you need to get up and go. Please make sure you let them know, I am here, I will support you. When you are ready to leave, you let me know what I can do, and I'm here. Okay? Can we do that for each other? All right, so that was it for me today. I just wanted to share that sometimes people are in domestic violence relationships and don't even know it. Sometimes you're going to, I have a couple now who was going to therapy at church, all well-meaning, but if you are seeing someone who is unaware of what a personality disorder looks like, or what abusive traits are, they may not be able to see what you're going through. So you want to get to a professional. And even if you go to a therapist, I'm gonna do another video on how to find the best therapist, how to find a therapist that's a good fit for you. If you go to a therapist, you want to make sure that that person can hear you and that they can see you. They're not arguing with you, they're not combative with you, they're not trying to change your mind, but they are listening and seeing and understanding, and they're able to say things that you may not be saying verbally. That means that when you say something, they can tell you what they hear you saying, and you can agree or disagree. You can let them know or not, but more often than not, they should be able to mirror back to you what you're saying. Okay, I'm gonna do another video on that later, but I want you to have an amazing day. Nevertheless, I want you to operate in joy, and I will end this with 3 gratitude affirmations. Gratitude is one way that you can use. If you're having experiencing this right now, you say, I just can't get away right now, I can't catch a break. One thing you can do is gratitude journal. You can do a gratitude journal. And by gratitude journaling, you don't have to express anything of what is happening in your relationship in case that person may find it, but you can express the things you're grateful for. So right now, I am so grateful to hear the sounds of children laughing and playing. I'm so grateful to see the leaves blowing through the trees. I mean, these kids are really playing some hide and go seek. And I'm so grateful to just be sitting by the water, to be able to talk to you. So be blessed, be well. Until next time.